what it's like to be in this part of the journey and to provide whatever support we can for them.
Being in the courtroom, do you have flashbacks of what happened to your husband?
Absolutely.
Explain that a little bit.
Absolutely. It's difficult when you're watching some of the officers testify, and some of them were the same that testified for Mike's trial as well. And knowing the officers, since my husband was one, I know what they're thinking as well, and the difficulty that they have and how it brings it back for them as well.
And speak about the irony last Friday, because that was the same day your husband's killer was.
It was 2 years to the day that the murderer was convicted for my husband's death as well. So when the jury came back on that same night, there was a little bit of comfort for me getting back into the courtroom. I felt like there was something more at play.
People talk about closure, but is there really closure?
No, there's not closure. It's a daily thing, and especially when there's children involved. For the children, each time they reach a developmental milestone, you're going through it at a different part of the grieving process that children have, and it's a lifelong process for them. It's lifelong for us as well.
Explain how important it is to have the support that you have from the TPD family.
My TPD family is incredible. I was making jokes with them. They were taking turns driving me to court every day so that I didn't have to walk the couple blocks from the parking garage. I could see them turning around and looking at me, and I knew what they were doing. They just wanted to check to see how I was maintaining myself, as well as Kelly and Sarah and the families. And that's really nice to know that they still remember the ones that have gone before.
Bottom line, I'm sure that you will be close to Sarah and Kelly forever, right?
Yes, I contacted them shortly after their husbands were killed. I've contacted survivors that are in Hernando County. I've talked to some that are as far north as Jacksonville. I know of several of the survivors from Florida as well, and we do get together and we still talk quite a bit because something always happens and we can pull from one another's experience.
What do you want the public to take away from all this? Because they've been watching all the developments.
That we are so grateful for the support that they give our officers. I still hear that people will stop them in public just to say thank you, and that means the world to the officers and to the families, and just to thank them for always backing them up, always.
Thank you, Cindy, very much. Appreciate it.
I apologize for just walking.
Cindy Roberts, wife of Corporal Mike Roberts.
The chief. So made everybody come back through security.
Hang on for your support. Thank y'all.
Okay, we're ready.
Chief, what are your thoughts now?
Well, first of all, I would like to say on behalf of not only the families and the men and women of the Tampa Police Department, but of the community as well, that thank you to the jurors for their service in this difficult time and difficult decision, and also to the individuals that brought this case forward, built this case, and then to the State Attorney's Office, Mark Ober, Scott Harmon, and Jay Pruner for putting on such a good case. I think one of the things that Jay Pruner said affected me very deeply when he said that not only were Dave and Jeff out there serving the community that evening, but they were also protecting those constitutional rights that Dontae Morris was able to enjoy throughout this trial. He deserved a fair trial, and the jury came to the only possible verdict. We do have the death penalty in the state of Florida, and I can't think of another case that deserves it more than this one.
The defense tried to soften his image during their presentation, but the jury did not buy into that.
No, everything that I heard throughout the courtroom testimony today said that Dontae Morris had just about the same childhood everybody else did. Where he made that turn, I have no idea, but there's no doubt that he is an evil individual.
You said on Friday that, officially the Tampa Police Department has no standing on the death penalty. It would be up to the jury. They came back 12-0 strongly. I know that there are a lot of officers who have opinions about this. What do you think this now means to the Tampa police community as a whole?
Well, again, as I said, the fact that they came back 12-0 speaks volumes about the viciousness of Dontae Morris's crimes, the fact that he didn't just kill two police officers. He killed others in our community. And that if there is an instance where the death penalty is applicable, then this is it. And the jury said that loud and clear. But again, I don't want anybody to mistake this for some kind of a victory, because it doesn't bring Dave and Jeff back, and it doesn't bring the other individuals, Rodney Jones, or the other individuals that Dontae Morris has killed in our community.
I know that the officers' wives want to answer questions, but can you talk a little bit about their strength, their composure today on the witness stand, in particular, as you sat there with them in the courtroom? What were your thoughts? You know, they've had 3 years, of course, to consider their remarks, but...
Right, and everyone in Dave and Jeff's families have shown incredible strength throughout this entire ordeal, from the moment they got this horrific news until the verdict was read today. And I specifically met with Kelly and Sarah the other day, and I told them from my heart the level of admiration I had for their strength being thrust into a situation that certainly none of us could ever imagine and did not ask for. But they have shown such grace and strength throughout this ordeal, as has the entire families of Dave Curtis and Jeff Kokad.
How do you preserve their memory?
Well, we preserve their memory every day. Well, the officers go out and serve the community and protect those individuals that deserve to be protected. And we are also there for their families and for their kids. That, you know, although Dave and Kelly's boys don't have a father again, they've got just around 1,000 police officers that are there for them every step of the way. And we'll make sure that they are never forgotten, not only by the Tampa Police Department, but by the community as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you for being here.